friends, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Lauren, and today I am going to give a full rundown on my recent trip to AutoCamp in Yosemite. I'm going to talk about my stay, what exactly to expect and pack, and of course, I'm going to give you guys a tour of my suite. Before we jump into today's video, if you could give this video a thumbs up, and do not forget to subscribe if you are not already. Without further ado, let's get this video started. So let me just start off by saying I have never gone like hardcore camping, and I am a hotel kind of girl, a hotel resort kind of girl. I just never really grew up going camping or spending a lot of time outdoors. However, the older I have become, the more I have been able to appreciate outdoors and nature. Don't get me wrong, I still have my boundaries as to what exactly I'm comfortable with. I'm not that girl who can pop a squat in the woods. I just can't do it. Can't do it. This is why I thought AutoCamp was the perfect in-between of camping and staying in a hotel of some sort. I saw on their website and it said something along the lines of like, AutoCamp is camping without sacrificing comfort. And I was like, yes, go retweet. That is me, they're talking about me. So that alone, I was just sold. Now, if you're still like, what the hell is AutoCamp? It's pretty much a campsite that offers glamping services where you can stay in a tent, a cabin, or an airstream. It's pretty much like luxury camping. They have a ton of other locations, which is great, and they all come with your basic essential necessities, but you're still immersed in the outdoors. So let's talk about my stay. I actually heard about AutoCamp, I want to say it was like a few years ago. A lot of photos were just surfacing on Instagram, and let me just say these photos are definitely scroll stoppers because the campsite is breathtaking. It's absolutely beautiful. I'll include some photos I took during my stay here just to kind of give you guys an idea of what exactly I am talking about. The architecture and the design of their clubhouse is absolutely stunning. It is a mid-century modern style, but it still has that coziness feel of a cabin. So for my trip, I booked a 2-night stay in a premium airstream in March, as you can tell. So the weather was a little chilly, but I will say the sun was out all day throughout my stay, which was so nice. One important thing to note is that AutoCamp Yosemite is not located in Yosemite. It is located in a town nearby called Mid-Pines. So if you're planning to visit the park during your stay at AutoCamp, just keep in mind that Yosemite is about a 45-minute drive from Mid-Pines. If you're wondering why I decided to stay in a premium suite versus a classic suite, I did a ton of research beforehand, and I found out that the premium suites just provide a little bit more privacy. The classic airstreams are kind of condensed in a sense that you can kind of see what everyone around you is doing. All of the classic airstreams are kind of facing each other. Meanwhile, the premium suites, you get a beautiful view of the pond or a hill view, and you're not really facing other airstreams. So personally, I wanted just a little bit more privacy. I do have to mention that the actual suites themselves, they are exactly the same. So you're just kind of paying for a little bit more of a secluded area. Since we're still in this pandemic, it's important to note that masks are required in all of the common spaces on the campsite, and I just felt really safe throughout my whole stay. Typically, all of their amenities would be open. However, the pool was closed during our stay, but this wasn't really a loss because it was way too cold to even go swimming anyways. It was super easy getting to the campsite. You pull up to the clubhouse and your room key and just welcome package is already ready for you. So one thing to note is that the designated parking area for your car is not located next to your airstream. So you are going to have to carry your stuff back and forth from the car to your room. However, AutoCamp has provided tons of wagons at the entryway for you to kind of roll your stuff to your room. So thankfully, it only took 2 wagons for me to hold all of my belongings, and I didn't find this too much of a hassle because the wagons were so easy to use. Now let's talk about the clubhouse, the beautiful, stunning clubhouse. This place has tons of lounge seating, and it's important to note that there is Wi-Fi. So if you need to get some work done or send an email super fast, just know you are not stranded in the middle of nowhere and you will have access to these things. There's also a nice little indoor fire pit, and I do have to say the bathrooms inside the clubhouse are super clean, and I actually really liked using these restrooms. On the second floor of the clubhouse, you can actually overlook the pool, but there's also this beautiful outdoor patio with heat lamps that overlooks the campsite. I saw a lot of people go there at night just to kind of unwind and chat and just kind of hang out with their family and friends. So inside the clubhouse is a store where you can literally buy anything that you need or maybe forgot to pack. From alcohol to ice to meat to wood to grill your food, literally everything you will need will be inside the store. So it's super great, it's convenient, and I just felt at ease knowing that if worst comes to worst, I can get something at the AutoCamp store. Outside the clubhouse was a communal fire pit, and personally this was my favorite part of the clubhouse. It was just so great to see families there with their kids, people would bring their dogs, and I was even fortunate enough to meet some really amazing people while enjoying some drinks next to this fire pit. So this was definitely a highlight, and I just love how you can enjoy the architecture of the clubhouse and the outdoors while sitting at this fire pit. AutoCamp is pet friendly, so there were tons of dogs, which is always a highlight. Like I'm a dog person, so this was great to just see dogs living their best lives on this campsite. Now the frogs, let's talk about them frogs. The frogs at the pond are so loud. Like it's comical because it's like I had no clue that frogs could be that loud. I will insert a clip here just to give you guys an idea of what exactly they sound like. They're not loud all of the time, and it's not like they kept me up at night, but it was just funny, and I feel like people should know this beforehand that if you do book a premium suite, which is the closest to the pond, you're gonna hear those frogs. As far as packing goes, I will say that the campsite does a really great job at providing everything you could possibly need, but I did pack some additional items that I think were really helpful for my stay, and I think that they would help you guys too. So I have my notes right here, and some of the items that I thought were helpful to have were a case of water bottles, foil for cooking, extra tongs if you're like me and you're handling raw meat and poultry. I like to just be super cautious and always just have an extra pair of tongs. Your own seasonings and spices. This is important because your airstream will only come with a few packets of salt and pepper. So if you are like me and you're very specific on what kind of spices you like to use when you're cooking, like me, I am a garlic salt kind of girl. So if you're like that and you want to use your own spices or maybe sauces, pack that. Lysol wipes, Ziploc bags if you need to pack your lunch, let's say if you're gonna go hiking or leave the campsite. A cooler. I will say every camping area that I saw, everybody brought their own cooler, and I will agree with that having a cooler came in so handy. An extension cord if you're planning to do hot pot or bringing your own cooking appliances. Cooking oil / butter, speakers, and your own blanket or pillow if you kind of have a strong preference for things like that. So personally, I brought my own heated blanket because I just love that thing so much, and I knew it was gonna get a little cold at night. So I will say that you don't really need to bring these things, but once again, it's all preference. For food, Mario and I actually went to our local Lucky's beforehand, and we got pre-marinated taco meat, and this was the best decision we could have made because our tacos came out so bomb. They were so easy to cook, and honestly we were kind of bummed that we didn't buy more of this taco meat. So if you need ideas of like meals to cook during your trip, I would highly suggest trying to make tacos because you can't really mess up tacos. For lunch, we packed some stuff to make a turkey pesto sandwich, and I would just say sandwiches are the way to go. They're quick, they're easy, especially if you're planning on going hiking. Like I said earlier, you can just throw these in a Ziploc, put it in your hiking bag, you're done. And last but not least, we did have our microwavable late night munchie food. So this included cup noodle, popcorn, Hot Pockets, our favorite chips, like all of that good stuff. Because you know, if you're drinking or hanging out, you're gonna get hungry later in the night. So, and you don't wanna like fire up the grill again. So this just came in so handy, and we ate literally everything. On the second night of our stay, we were actually a little bit too lazy to cook. So So we did some Google searching and Yelping, and we found out that there is a nearby town called Mariposa, and there are tons of restaurants and shops in this area. So this was just so perfect for what we needed. I had one of the best burgers of my life at a restaurant near this area, and the best part, it was 8 minutes away. It's a straight shot to get there. It was so easy, and it's just nice knowing that you're not like stranded without other options in case maybe you run out of food or you just simply don't want to cook. And last but not least is the tour. So let's jump into the tour of my premium Airstream suite. So when you first walk into the Airstream, there's the living room area with a futon and a side table. And as you can see, a blanket is provided. So this is great if one of your guests is planning on sleeping on this, or you can bring the blanket outside and hang out by the fire pit. Right next to this entry area is a coat rack, which I thought was super helpful considering I had a few jackets that I had brought since I was staying during a chillier season. Moving on to the spa bathroom. I was actually really impressed with this bathroom, and I would say this was the most hotel part of the Airstream, as it just had a modern design and it provided shampoo, conditioner, body wash, lotion, all of the basic necessities that you could need. And there was even a hair dryer inside of this first top drawer. And I also loved that there was just a mirror inside and tons of towels and outlets. So moving on to the kitchen area, there's a little tray full of useful items such as scissors, a bottle opener, and matches, which I thought was super handy because I ended up using all of those things. So it's nice to know that you don't have to pack these items specifically and they're just there for you. One of my favorite parts of the kitchen was this sink area. It comes equipped with a dishwashing sponge, paper towels, and a dish rags. So if you're doing a lot of cooking and using a lot of dishes and need to wash them, it is no problem at all. Everything is there for you. Right above the sink are some mixing bowls, which was great because I used it for popcorn. I put my popcorn in there. There is also a hot water kettle, a French press coffee maker, coffee grounds, and tea. So this top section is your perfect morning setup. As far as utensils go, the Airstream is fully stocked. You do not need to buy plastic utensils. Everything you'll need is here. So any utensils, steak knives, or a can opener will be located in this top drawer. Right below the sink are trash bins, which as you can tell are really small. So as I mentioned earlier, I would just recommend bringing an extra trash bag or two just in case. Right across from this area is a cabinet full of tableware and glassware. So whether you're sipping wine or drinking coffee, everything you'll need is right here, and everything comes in a set of 4. For cookingware, there is a glove, a cutting board, a grill cleaner, a spatula, tongs, and a cooking spoon. So I'm telling you, all of the basic cooking essential items will be in these cabinets. So the outside has a beautiful sitting dining area. If you'd prefer to eat inside, maybe it's cold out or it's getting late, there are 2 TV dinner tables that you can prop up in front of your futon. I actually ended up using these that night that we did takeout, and it was just so perfect. We set up our iPad, we got to watch WandaVision, and we just had our little burgers on our TV trays. And also you can use these as tables outside if you need stuff next to your grill while you're cooking. This last cabinet is super helpful because it's where the cast iron skillet is, which is perfect for using on your outdoor grill. There is also a microwave and salt and pepper. There is a mini fridge, but it's pretty small, so you do have to be selective as to what perishable food items you want to bring. I actually brought my own cooler with ice, and this was actually the best decision I could have made because I actually ended up keeping, I would say, a majority of my food in this cooler. Also, one thing to note is that there is a freezer in that small little mini fridge, but it is so tiny, so this is just another reason why you should bring your own cooler. I wouldn't even really consider the freezer. It's like a little flap drawer, and yeah, just bring your own cooler. Moving on to the bedroom. My favorite part of the bedroom were the windows that just allowed so much natural light to come in. There is also higher windows that act as a skylight, which I absolutely love. Now, if you want privacy, you can easily just close the curtains and the blinds, or you can leave them open if you want to enjoy the view. The bed is a queen size bed, so this is perfect for 2 people. And I do have to mention the bed was pretty comfy. I'm kind of picky about my beds and my pillows, but I will say I slept like a baby on this mattress. The bedroom does have a TV mounted on the wall. However, it's a pretty old dish TV and it's not a smart TV. So if you're looking to use streaming services like Netflix or Hulu, I would just suggest bringing an iPad or your laptop, maybe pre-downloading some shows and movies that you want to watch. There's also tons of storage space in the bedroom, so if you're the type of person that likes to fully unpack and utilize drawers for your stay, this is perfect for you. Right outside of your Airstream is your own personal dining table. This is perfect for families. I saw a lot of groups utilize this part, and right next to that is your personal fire pit that overlooks the pond. And this is where we did all of our cooking and enjoyed our morning coffee. So that wraps up the tour in this video. If you guys have any questions, you can comment down below or check out the AutoCamp website. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Do not forget to subscribe and like this video, and I'll go ahead and see you in my next one. Bye.